I got the feeling of sudden relaxation, coziness every time I get into the apartment. It's just like, this apartment is like, you feel 100% that you are in Milano, but at the same time, you just feel on another planet. I am Tommaso, I'm 35 years old. I manage a foundation that provides affordable housing for students when they move to Milano, and I moved here a year ago.
I'm Pietro, I'm an architect. I'm 30 years old and I'm from Verona, but I moved to Milan 10 years ago.
My home is in Piazza Tricolore, which is a kilometer away from the city center, and it's on the eastern part of the city center.
So as soon as you get in the house, you have like an exposed concrete column that welcomes you in. Then you have mirrors giving you like different perspective of the house. And it's like this concept of having the view over the skyline, but still have a intimate and special space as a house. We call this Casa Meteora, which is can be translated like meteor or asteroid house, because it was kind of our concept from the beginning to have like a separate universe, a place which is kind of a lunar landscape, as you can see here.
We have two areas. Both areas are meant for gathering, having fun, and entertaining people. The one part is deep sofa. It's a sofa is deep, 130 centimeters deep, and that's meant like to watch movies with friends. There is big flat screen. Or watching like Peking Express. I love Peking Express. Sorry, this is like because reality shows, and we all command and have fun. Or the Eurovision final, which was yesterday night. The second part is actually like the area where you are entertaining the people. One of the things I learned through experience when I used to live in Barcelona is that there used to be a sofa facing the television in Barcelona, my Barcelona apartment, and people would not sit there during dinner parties because they felt that the back of the seat was like an invisible wall with the rest of the people and with the rest of the party. So in this apartment, I specifically asked to have a siège long here, which has no corner on the side, and this way people can still sit and chat. And on the other side, I can see people like in the kitchen and feel like it's a big whole space.
So the living room, as Tommaso was saying, is like a big open space, but like there are several areas that somehow are characterized by themselves. So there's the TV area with the very deep sofa. Close by there, we designed this mirror cabinet, which holds a library on the back of the mirror, so you can still have like your secrets book there, but this mirror kind of involves the other parts of the living areas inside the overall space and the perception of the space that you have.
Yeah, one of the things was that everything had to melt and give a sense of peace and neatness. Everything had to be like calm and peaceful, like the white sofas, everything has the same color. There are very few bits of colors, some work or some pieces of art, some books, but other than that, everything is almost monochromatic. When I come home, people need to feel like an immediate sensation of relaxation.
And I think the living room can be separated from the kitchen with this glass door, for which we selected a very specific glass, which is translucent, but also has some vertical stripes, so it really makes the light vibrate. But also when you open these glass doors, the kitchen becomes part of the living room, and there is when one of the, let's say, most iconic elements of this house comes out, which is this stone kitchen that is actually probably the asteroid inside the house, which really was designed by us as a piece of stone came from the space and just like crush into the apartment, and this is why it has this very tectonic shape. When this glass door opens, this kitchen becomes part of the big living space, and that is actually when you feel part of a different universe, I guess. A bit of a science fiction movie.
The kitchen is quite a peculiar kitchen because it has 3 windows overlooking the city. And I love waking up in the morning, and there is a specific ridere però.
Scusa.
We need to start. Okay, he's not here in the morning, so he doesn't know, okay? But I love having my coffee, like sitting in one of those windows and looking out of it, just seeing how the city comes alive. I'm quite an early bird, and so before 6:30 and 7:30 a.m. All the cities change so much. It's just beautiful to have the chance to look at it through the windows. Overall, I would say that the kitchen is really my style because I love open kitchen that are mostly open to the dining room, open to the living room. I'm a very sociable person that loves inviting people and throws dinner parties. So for me, it was important that everything was a big space connected to the rest of the apartment. I used to throw also like parties for like 60 or 70 people, so I needed a space that was very big. It was very important for me, and Pietro managed to bring to life what was my vision about that such a big kitchen, which is about 25 square meters, and with so many windows, had also the furniture and the kitchen itself had to be impacting as far as as design and look.
Yeah, I guess that was one of the nicest challenges, and we had a lot of fun designing this kitchen. I do cook a lot. I love designing kitchens, so I think
Ready for bake off?
no, no, I wouldn't say I'm that a good cook. So I'm a better architect, though. Anyway.
Oh, really?
So the kitchen was one of the nicest parts of the house for us to design in this project. I do cook a lot. I love designing kitchens, and I have to say this is one of the kitchens that I loved most in designing. First of all, as Tommaso was saying, it has like an open view of the city, and that was very important. The lights come inside this kitchen at sunset, so we really wanted to take advantage of it. At the center of this space, which is let's say cladded with the same clay of the walls, there is a stone island, which is the, let's say, a real masterpiece of the house. I would like to say it has this tectonic shape, so it's a very irregular shape, and we use two different kind of stones for this kitchen. First one is travertine, and the other one is granite. We chose these two stones because they are the same stones that clad the buildings and the roads of Milan. So again, we have a very special item in a kind of different universe with a sort of sci fiction movie atmosphere. So the dining area, which is part of the big like living open space, I think it's again one of those areas in which we really worked together with the city. So when I say this, I mean that we really wanted to take advantage of the main urban perspective, and so we worked in alignment with the urban planning affecting the interiors of the house. So actually the dining area, the dining table is aligned with one of the main axes of the city, and this is what gives you a very deep perspective over the big boulevard outside here, which is Viale Regina Margherita.
Well, the studio is not very big. It's about 12 square meters, about 120 square foot then. It's very functional. There is like a printer, space for laptop, sometimes space for some Skype calls or Teams calls, whatever. But most of the time I prefer to work in the dining area because I have beautiful light, I have beautiful views, and the space is also much more inspiring compared to what the studio is. And at the moment, the studio is where my dog lives.
So the master bedroom, again, I think really reflects Tommaso's personality and way of living a house. It's a simple space, again, very bright. It has 3 windows, like exactly the same size, which are facing west, and one of the coolest view on the town skyline. And so that was really an important, let's say, aspect of this bedroom. It is connected with a sort of celda band, which is like the shower area, the bathtub, and the other, let's say, wash basins and wardrobe. So it's kind of a continuous space again, even if it's more private from the rest of the house. And again, relationship in between the spaces became really funny at some point, because Tommaso had in his art collection this photograph of this gardener, which was taking care of his bonsai completely naked. So we were talking about where we should put this painting, but let's put it in front of the bathtub. And it's actually the element which is connecting the perspective from the bed to the bathtub. So you always have the relationship with this piece of art, which is also a person. And I think that's one of the interesting relationship we managed to build in between space, art in the house.
And also he's taking care of his bonsai on a terrace, and it's right next to a window. So it's like a continuation of my terrace with this naked gardener. But also what I envisioned for my bedroom was that I wanted to have that feeling of specialness that you feel every time you get into a hotel bedroom. And that, you know, I traveled a lot, so I really tried to put together what I liked over years of travels, and just like mold them into my bedroom here in Milano. What makes it very special is that the window of the bathroom has an unobstructed view over the Cathedral of Milano. So every time I shower, I have the feeling that I'm showering in the middle of the city. And right next to it, there is a bathtub which has the same view. And at night, of course, the lights of the cities are beautiful, but also at sunset and sunrise early in the morning, because there is no direct light since it faces west. But still the light is very fresh and very new.
You know, most of the times showers and bathtubs, they can be in beautiful bathrooms, but they normally have no views. While we wanted to preserve one of the nicest view over the cathedral for the shower and the bathtub, because that is when you have the most relaxing moment in your daily life. And I know Tommaso really enjoys his bathtub time, so we wanted to give the better perspective to that moment. And then we really wanted to give a special design to the shower. The shower, again, is a very natural-like element. It's completely made of stone. It's a walk-through shower, so it's a very big space, and it's divided into two areas of the bathroom, and it's exactly behind the bed, so you can walk through the shower. And it's completely made of stones with three different types of stones. One is volcanic stones from Mount Etna in Sicily, and it's treated with polished finish and with also a rough finish. That's on the, let's say, on the right side wall. While the left side wall is granite, which is treated with high pressure water that really scrubs out some of the stones parts and makes the iron inserts come out and really shine when the sunset light gets really sharp into the window. And the other special thing about the shower is the entryway, which is paved with a unique piece of stone sculpted to be like as if water slowly removed some part and
Has molded them.
Yeah, has molded them, make it soften. So it's really like walking on a riverbed before entering your shower. Again, the concept of having an indoor landscape, but still being very connected to the skyline. So being in a natural universe, which is apart from the city, but still you have the best view over the Milan Cathedral. This is one of the coolest thing about the house, I guess.
So the guest bathroom was actually like the most shocking thing for Pietro, because when he asked me what color I wanted the walls, and I told him I want them terracotta red, he almost fainted. He couldn't believe it. Like, he asked me, I think 3-4 times before they painted them, because he couldn't believe that I wanted a very small space. Okay, not very small, a small space painted in such a, I would say, rich and rich color, you know, because terracotta red is a very strong red. It's a very rich color. There is a high percentage of brown in it. And it's just beautiful. I think it's like a gem into this white, in the white apartment. And also, there are 2 paintings hanging there. Actually, two photographs, 2 pictures, and I love them very much because they're from a Spanish photographer. She's from Barcelona, and they're actually self-portrait. And the reason why I love them is because they are fashion pictures, and the face of the model, which is her, is covered with a golden brush. So it makes it kind of dehumanifies the fashion, which I think is a very interesting idea, and I'm very happy for her because she's now achieving very high success, and her pictures are becoming worldwide famous.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that when you talk about the bathroom, you speak about paintings, because this is something we had in common in designing the bathrooms of this house, and this is something that really I try to put in every project that I deal with. It's not to think about the bathroom as a service space, but more as a space where you actually spend some time, and that it's, let's say, it's not a living room, but it can be a small living room and temporary living room where to live. And when you told me about that you wanted it red, I wasn't believing it because you wanted everything white. So I was like, okay, so let's get this chance. Finally, we can put some color into this house. And that is when we were thinking like, okay, but the old house is based on a concept to be a kind of landscape, right? A kind of lunar landscape. How can we turn a landscape into red? And so we immediately thought about like Mars, or like some deserts that are around planet Earth as well, where these reddish color really become the relevant and characterizing aspect of this landscape. And that is when we got the idea to build the shower as a kind of smooth cave, like one of those pathways and riverbeds that you find, for example, in the Arabian deserts, or like craters on Mars. And so we managed to get this, let's say, input from you, and really bring it again into something special that was connected to the old concept of the house.
The west-facing balcony is, I think, my most favorite place, like in the apartment. If it's not within the walls of the apartment, it's just beautiful because you can see basically the whole of Milan, from the Alps to the Apennines, through the city, like the highest skyscrapers, the churches, the castle, and everything is just so special. And also, since it's built out of the out of the edges of the building, you are on top of this big boulevard, and you really have the feeling that the city is flowing through the balcony, and you're just part of it. So if you look north, you have maybe like an unobstructed view of 1.5 kilometers towards Porta Venezia, and then you see the Alps. And then if you look south, you have maybe like 2 kilometers, and you see the traffic, this beautiful avenue which has and garden areas in the middle. So it's just like such a relaxing place, even if it's noisy at every hour of the day.
So this building is one of the greatest example of rationalism in Milan. It was designed by architect Pietro in 1948. He is the same architect that designed many other icons of that period around town. And it's actually one of two identical towers. So this is very particular and made these two buildings very iconic for the square.
Well, I have two items that I really like. First are the colorful and playful chairs, which are a classic design, Danish design, but they are in different colors, which I think they are making this area, the dining area, which is a little bit bland, a little bit more like playful and colorful. And the other thing is an object that I bought with the credit card points, and that's a coffee machine, which is actually from a Danish design brand called Jostrand, and it's just beautiful because it works with espresso pods, but it has the handle which makes you feel like a real Italian barista every time you make coffee for your friends. My favorite spot in the apartment is actually the niche in the window kitchen, because I usually sit there to drink my coffee in the morning, and as I had the chance to say, it's just so nice to see how the city comes alive. And being a morning person, it really like energizes me so much. Besides that, I really love like the comfy white couch to watch television. I usually watch television there with of course my friends, but also with my two dogs. And also, like, last but not least, the shower. I think the shower is a masterpiece. I told Pietro that it had to fulfill all the 5 senses. And so in the shower, you're just like overwhelmed basically by everything. Unobstructed view, if you touch the walls of the shower, the cold water, the hot water is just like such an inspiring and enriching like moment, you know.
Could you tell us something surprising about yourself?
I'm a very empathetic person. I managed to connect with everything around me on a very deep level, which really helps me in my day-to-day job, both for my foundation and as a developer, because I'm able to take the best things out of people and make them grow and push them towards their boundaries. And I think you can see this in this project. As soon as I walked into the apartment, I connected to the apartment. Like, I really received good energy, and I knew that this apartment was well connected with the city, and also it helped me connect better with Pietro. That, of course, now after working together on different projects, we became closer both professionally and personally.
Yeah, I guess we both managed to use this project as like a chance also to make our friendship stronger. We really got to know each other, and that was surprising somehow, because it doesn't happen every time. I think what you see around here and the project we described you in this occasion, it's really a representation of a shared vision and somehow of our relationship as well, as friends.
Yeah, what we have in common.
Yeah.